we get our mind off of the whole idea of speaking or singing, and we're just having fun using our voices to do something unique and different. So would you stand up again, please? So I want you to find a low place in your voice, and I'm going to do one for you, and then you're going to do one for me. And what am I going to do before I do my siren? Breathe. I'm going to breathe. I'm not going to take one. I'm going to breathe. This poor guy, he needs a nap. Let him have a nap. It's okay. What's your name?
What?
You.
Matthew.
Matt. Okay.
Yeah.
National champions of what?
Science Olympiad.
What?
Science Olympiad.
Oh, science was my worst subject.
Alright.
So you can teach me a whole lot of stuff. Right?
Sure.
So here's the siren. You're going to find a low place in your voice and go as high as you can, connect it, and come back down again. Listen. Is that hysterical or what? I'm a comedian. You didn't even know it. You should see some of my voice students. They're like, really, Mr. Arden, do I have to do this? I said, yes. Otherwise, leave. I'm 66, and I get to say to students, if you don't want to practice what I want to do, you're in the wrong room. Go be with somebody else. Spend your money someplace else. Okay, whatever. So, I'm going to do it one more time, then we can all do it together. I'll take it in. I'm breathing a really big breath. Breathe. Here we go. Oh, that was very bad. Did you think your siren was as long as mine and tall? No, it wasn't. You're a little bit afraid, right? So now, the great thing about doing this workshop is that now we all know each other so much better than we did 15 minutes ago. Because we're being vulnerable and vocally and physically naked in a way that's really, really cool. We're just learning. And there's nothing better than the class situation to do that. So just run with it. So the deal is, you're going to, if you want to do these at home, which I would advise you do, especially before you're going to do a speech. Especially before you're going to do a speech. Try the sirens. Okay, then there's one that I call, let's see. I want to make sure I do all the ones that are on the sheet. Okay, so, I can't believe I put on a suit for this today. I should have just had jeans on. Okay, but it's Sunday and I wanted to dress up. Anyway, so I want you to just go, woo, 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 woo. Oh, men too. You know, all men have a soprano voice, you know, like voice soprano. Woo, woo. Okay, just the guys, I want you to imitate me. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, wow, listen to David. A+. You didn't know you had that in you, did you? Yeah. So it's like when you go, woo, that's amazing, or at a football game or whatever, you know, and it takes, where do you feel that sound when you do that whooping? Where do you feel it resonating? Woo, 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 woo. Where is that sound resonating? Way up high, right? They call that head voice, okay? So before you give a speech, even though you're not going to talk like that, why would you do a siren like that? Anybody? Open up your body. What else?
Expand your vocal variety.
Expand your vocal variety. To get your brain thinking about resonating. Okay? Again, we're changing the database. Don't think about being nervous. Nervousness is for no, we're not going to be nervous. And actually, all these breathing exercises can take away the nervousness. So we're going till 2:40, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
2:30?
2:30.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So be thinking about, if you're one of the people that wants to, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to ask people to come up and do, and have a private session in front of the class if you have some portion of a speech. So be thinking about that, all right? And there's no chickens in this class. I don't see any wings. I don't see any chicken wings in here. Remember my friend chicken wing? Okay, so there's that one. You can do that. Oh, and then we're going to do one that uses the diaphragm in a very accentuated way. It was like the panting that we did a little bit ago. We're going to laugh like Santa. Ha, 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 ha. That's very good. Good. Okay. Can I hear the ladies only? Okay, you're doing it very low in what we call chest voice. Okay. That's not whoo the head voice sound, right? Do you understand that? So in singing, and I think it's true in speaking too, everybody has a chest resonation and a head resonation. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. So men, can I hear your ho 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 ho? Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, do you feel your diaphragm? Do you feel it moving?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it should bounce like a bowl full of jelly. Ho 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 ho. And when it ends, I want you to think of. I'm not going to draw it because my drawings are so bad. I need to hire an artist for these classes and have them make these beautiful drawings for me. So I want you to think of, here is my expanded diaphragm. And when I do this exercise, it goes like this. Ha, 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 ha. So it does what she said. It goes toward her spine. Can you be thinking that? So I like to call it, make yourself look pregnant. And then, ha, 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 ha. Make yourself look very skinny. All right? So pregnant first. Here we go. And then, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. These 3 or 4 exercises before you give a speech in your car, they get you in touch with your breathing, they get you in touch with your resonating, and they relax you and make you feel stupid, which is what we need to feel. Just a little silly. Not stupid like dumb, but silly. And then I have others that you can ask me about, and if you studied with me privately, I would create exercises just for you. Have a seat. Do you have any questions about any of that? Okay, now, there's this thing called posture. I really dislike the word backpack. So whoever invented it should go to a very dark place and have to stay there for the rest of their existence. Why do I hate that? Think about it. Okay, I'm going to change from a man who's spending a wonderful afternoon with you to a student in school. Watch what happens to me. And don't say you don't do this. This is how you look when you walk around with your backpack. Look at me. All day long. Here's the way God made me. Like this. Okay? Now I'm erect. Now I'm a prince. I'm a king. I'm not stiff, but I'm erect. And here's what we have for years and years and years till kids get out of college. Okay, there's more back problem and posture problem and heart problems and cardiovascular problems that are caused by bad posture. Are there any physicians in the room? Anybody a doctor? Unbelievable problems because of bad posture. Hip, feet, legs, spine. All right. When I was in do you know how it was when I was in high school? We carried our books like this. The guys did like this, right? And the girls carried theirs like this. And sometimes the guys carried their girlfriend's books. So I had this huge thing here, and a viola in this hand, and a lunch and all that stuff. I didn't need a backpack. And I rode a yellow school bus to school, back and forth, you know. So posture is very important to your speaking. So the best way to think about posture, and we're going to do it in just a second, is to think of your feet, making sure that the surface of your feet is touching the floor in an even way. You have shoes on probably, a really good way, you know, Asian culture, everybody takes their shoes off. So you're much more in touch with your feet than Americans, but still in all, even when you're in your shoes, where is your focal point? Is it like this? Look what I just did. I just leaned forward. So my focal point is no longer on my heels. I'm no longer using the part of my feet that God gave me to support myself. I've taken that support away. So I have to go back on my ankles and find my grounding. So you can sway around. We're going to do this in a minute. Find my grounding and end up thinking about my hips being directly above my feet. And then I like to, because I'm a singer and a performer, I like to always have a slight V, and whichever foot is comfortable to go in front of the other one, I do that. So for me, it's mostly my left in front of my right, like almost like a version of how the ballet dancers do that. That causes pain. God bless them. So something like that, which helps me to think about my center of gravity and how I'm standing, all right? So I want you to do something. I want you to stand up. Before you do, hey, that's such a Peter Beaver. Before you do, think about where you're going to end up. think about where you're going to end up. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Okay. Anything feel different? Or is this your natural pose? Try it 1 foot slightly in front of the other one if you like. Whatever you do when you speak, can everybody see my feet? Never stand like this. Like this is good posture. This is so bad. My feet are completely together. Okay? It's uncomfortable. It's bad for my spine. It's bad for my hips, my butt. You know, just like this. This is the most natural thing. All right. Now, while you're there, just sway around a little bit and get a grip of your center of gravity. This may seem like it has nothing to do with speaking, but it does. And then, eventually, like a twine that you've plucked, now it's been vibrating, feel it just stop and relax. Here's what I want you to stay up for a second. This is going to be a really bad drawing, but it's a good way to show you. So here are all your body parts, all the way down from your head to your feet. Okay? I want you to imagine that there's what they call a plumb line. Everybody know what a plumb line is? It's a string that contractors, and it's from the Old Testament actually, in the Bible. It's a string used to find the center, the righteous center. And so think that you have a plumb line, that no matter where your body parts are, it's here, and you want all the parts to line up with that plumb line. Almost like you are a marionette, perfectly crafted, with all the strings just letting everything dangle. Okay? Find that space. And probably everybody's feeling that their tummy's a little tucked in. So while you're there, see if you can just relax your tummy. And the whole time I was talking just then, my abs were pulled in. Yeah. So to think about not doing that. Okay. You can sit down. Any questions?
What about when you're sitting down?
She says, what about when you're sitting down? What about it? How do you have good posture? Yeah. So there's a bunch of ways. I'm in a bad place right now at my office desk at home. I have a chair. I can't believe that I'm still sitting in this chair. I have a lumbar on it that helps my back, but this chair would be kind of cool. I'm tall, so you don't. This is nice. I learned from some massage therapists and some physical therapists that most people do not sit in chairs correctly, but it begins with what's the right size chair for you. In the music world, there's a factory that makes different kinds of chairs for different height people, and you'll see people going to jobs, playing in orchestras that will have a special chair for themselves. If you go to the Chicago Symphony, I know for a fact that a person can go to the stagehands or whatever and ask to have a taller or shorter chair. Because you want your legs to be, this actually is a really bad chair, because right at my thigh, the chair goes up. And so I feel like it's weird. I can't describe how it feels. It's almost pulling my feet up off the ground, which would be